Okay, so today we are writing another function, another, I would say medium, not very easy, but not difficult either. So it's a function which takes two arguments, a father's age and a son's age, and the function calculates how many years ago the father's age was twice that of his son, or simply in how many years the father will be twice as old as his son. So that's essentially what the function will do. The function we're going to create, that's essentially what it's going to do. And then you have some examples. So the examples again will be used to write the function prototype. So as we can already see from the examples, the return type is void, so the function doesn't return anything. It just provides information about when the father will be twice as old as his son, or when the father was twice as old as his son. So the name of the function is ageDifference. Kind of a strange name for the function. ageDifference. So we have int. We're gonna call this one here father's age, and then this one will be int son's age. Okay. So that's the start for the function. So the first thing that we want to have here is the ageDifference. So we can have here, so calculate the ageDifference between the father and the son. So we're gonna have here int ageDifference. That's the actual ageDifference. I honestly think the name of the function could be something else, but we're just gonna leave it like that. So ageDifference is father's age minus son's age. Okay, so then now we need to do some error checking. So if the ageDifference is negative, that means the son is older than the father. That doesn't make any sense at all. So, or if they have the same age, again, that doesn't make any sense at all. So we're gonna do if ageDifference is less than or equal to 0. So here we throw an exception. So you have a runtime error. Here we're gonna have error. The son cannot be older or as old as his father. Okay, so that's some error checking that we just did. And then, so now we just continue with the actual resolution of the function. Okay, so after having an ageDifference, so the son's age when the father had or will have the double of his age. So we can have here int son's age for double. Let's just call it like that, and it's simply going to be equal to ageDifference. Okay, so for example, you can see this example here. So you have the ageDifference between these two. So here the father's age is 36, the son's age is 7. Okay, so the ageDifference between the two is 29, and that's also the age the son will be at when the father will have twice his age. Okay, so we have the son's age now. So now we need to calculate the father's age. That's obvious, of course. So you can just have it as a comment. So father's age when he had or will have the double of son's age. So this is simply son's age for double times 2. I just write as comment. Okay, so the information you want to know here is how many years ago, or in how many years, the father will be twice as old as his son. So what we need to simply here is simply do a simple calculation. Okay, so in how many years, or how many years ago was the father, or we will so I have to do two sentences. So in how many years will the father be twice as old as his son, or how many years ago was the father twice as old as his son? Okay, so we're just gonna have something like here, how many years. I'm gonna call it how many years because I'm not very inspired with all this variable naming. So how many years? So this is going to be equal to son's age for double times 2. This gives us the age the father will be at, or the age the father was at when he had the double of his son's age, or when he will have the double of his son's age. So that's that, and then we do this minus father's age. Okay, so we get a difference. So if this difference is negative, it simply means that the father used to be twice as old as his son. He's gone past that age. And if the difference is positive, it means the father hasn't reached the age yet where he's twice as old, where he has twice as old. Yeah, exactly, where he's twice as old as his son. Okay, so we have the difference, and then so we can simply write here. So provide a message simply. So we're gonna have here how many years ago. Okay, if it's equal to 0, that means we have this case here. So it's equal to 0. So for example, in this case here, the son's age, the age difference is 21. Okay, and that's also the son's age for double, 21. And then when you multiply it by 2, you have the father's age. So when you do 42 minus 42, you get 0. So in that case, we can write simple message because the function simply provides a message. Here we can write the father is currently twice as old as his son. Okay, and then now we have else if how many years. If it is less than 0, if it is less than 0, so if this difference is less than 0, it means the father used to be twice as old as his son. So we can write here the father used to be twice as old as his son. That simply means he's gone past the age where he has twice his son's age. He's gone past that age because the difference is negative. So we can write here, say out. We're gonna write a message like this one. How many years ago the father was. And in this case, we simply remove. So we do the father's age minus minus how many years to get how old the father was. So so you have a father's age, current age of the father, minus how many years ago. That gives us the father's age. How many years ago? So we continue with how many years, sorry, and then what's the word? Years ago. Years old, and his son was so here we do also son's age minus how many years, yes, and then we continue with years old. So essentially I'm just replicating this line basically to provide the information. Okay, so okay, yeah, Okay, so then the last one, the last one. Okay, so it's negative here. I have to actually do minus here because it's negative, and also because this is a negative number, so it's already negative, so you can just do plus here, and then also it's negative, so we can also simply do plus here. Okay, and then here you have else if how many years is greater than 0. Okay, so we can have here still the cout. Let's just replicate what is written here. 22 years from now, so here it's gonna be from now. The father will be 58 years old, so the father will be now father's age plus how many years, the difference, so years old, and the son will be, so you have also here son's age plus how many years old. Okay, yeah, okay, the function doesn't return anything, so yeah, that's pretty much it for this function. Pretty simple. So again, to recapitulate, so we have first to make sure the age difference is a positive number, otherwise it doesn't make any sense to continue, because a father has got to be older than his son. That's just common sense. And then here you have the son's age for double, which is equal to the age difference. That means the age the son has got to be at for the father to have twice his age. That's simply equal to the age difference. And then here you want to calculate the number of years between. So you have two possibilities. The father used to have twice the age of his son, or the father will be in a certain future twice as old as his son. So we just double the son's age and minus the father's age. Okay, and then you get a number. You get a certain number here. If the number is negative, it means the father has gone past that age where he was twice as old as his son. And then if the number is positive, then it means the father has yet to reach the age where he's twice as old as his son. So, and if it is equal to 0, that means the father currently is twice as old as his son. So again, if it's less than 0, that means the father used to be twice as old as his son. So it's just written here. And then if it's positive, that means the father has yet to be twice as old as his son, and then we print this information. Yeah, that's it for this function, and then we're gonna test it now with this inputs. Okay, so we start with a try and catch block because an exception gets thrown from the function, and therefore you have to call the function into a try and catch block. Otherwise, if an exception occurs and the function is not within a try and catch block, then the program will terminate. And we won't have any output, we won't have anything, the program will simply terminate. Okay, so we can have here error. So I see the cout. So here we simply print the error. So we just do error dot what. So this what here prints the what prints this message right here, this error message right here. Okay, so again here so it's end line actually. Okay, and then here we simply call the function. Again, the function doesn't return anything, so we can simply print the function, and then we're gonna have some information. Let's see. Okay, so this one was the first example. So you have 22 years from now, the father will be 58 years old, and the son will be 29 years old. Okay, that's correct. Okay, let's go with the next one. Actually, I can actually just pile them in here, semicolon, and run. Yeah, 5 years ago, the father was 50 years old and his son was 25 years old. So 5 years ago, the father was 50 years old and his son was 25 years old. Okay, that's correct. And then the last one, where the father is currently twice as old as his son, semicolon. So that should be the last line. The father is currently twice as old as his son. Yeah, exactly. The father is currently twice as old as his son. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so now let's try our exception case. So I just paste this one again. And then let's give the son 210 years old and see what happens. So in the end, we should have an exception. And then the message from the exception, exactly. Error, the son cannot be older or as old as his father. Exactly. So even if we put 42 here, we're going to have an error again for the last call. Exactly. So error, the son cannot be older or as old as his father. Okay, so the function works perfectly as expected. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching and bye-bye.